So, without further ado, Luxury Gaming and Wild Growth here for the ESL Open round of 16, the second set of our best of threes today. Let's take a quick look at the draft. First pick did go the way of Wild Growth, who is red, and they were banning out Kael'thas. You're not going to be seeing anything of that pesky elf today. Right wing as the return, which is a bit of a curious ban from Luxury, but because there was no Illidan, no Kerrigan, no Sylvanas, Kerrigan is going to be the first pick here for Wild Growth. That gets answered immediately by an Uther, which is a really nice counter for Team Luxury, and they're also going to put up their own Sylvanas. You leave her to her own devices, she can do some really silly things. Anubarak and Jaina, since they're both still on the board, I'm telling you, you're going to see Anubarak all night, ladies and gentlemen. And from there, it is going to be once more the lovely ladies of the Storm, Vala and ETC. Now, we did actually just have an ETC last match. In fact, I don't think we've seen an ETC win as of yet, but we'll have to see if the curse is lifted on that one. That leaves us into the last picks here of Rhaegar and Tychus. Okay. I don't have anything to say about the Tychus other than interesting. And the last pickup here for Luxury Gaming is going to be the Muradin as the last pickup there. So double tank once more, but we finally have a melee assassin mixed into the things, but they didn't get Uther. And with Rhaegar banned and the Uther first pick from Luxury, we were forced into the Rhaegar there for Wild Growth. So, Garden of Terror, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into game number 1, teams of Wild Growth and Luxury Gaming going to be coming to you right now here on FourCourtJester. And big thanks to Wild Growth and Team Luxury, because I had already struck the deal of doing Psystorm first for tonight, but they were very gracious in giving me these replays as they came in, which is why we're doing them now. So big shout outs to them. You can find them out there on all the various social medias, and best of luck to both teams, because I don't actually know how these will go. But let's take a quick look. All right, blue is Luxury Gaming, Mr. X, Rasako, Kabink, Cinder, and Malagor. Going to be here in represent for Team Luxury. Wild Growth, however, Zox, Jordo, Faux Rest, Collusion, and Derek. If you don't know about Faux Rest, apparently a top 10 Hotslogger. I see him streaming all the time. I've faced against him. I've won against him. I've lost against him. He's just a name that I see popping up everywhere and everywhere. So if you get the chance, check out his stream. You could probably learn a lot. So, getting into it then, the lanes. Looks like it's going to be, I want to say it's a Anubarak Kerrigan for a roam. I can't imagine they're just going to sit down here and twiddle their thumbs. And look at the body blocking going on. Pretty pro stuff, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to net them a huge, advantage by the end of it all. But this looks like a very much of a static lane up here. Mr. X and Cinder with the Sylvanas Vala. They're up against Jaina. Jaina will not be able to deal with damage of this magnitude, especially with an Uther there to help him. So you can already see Anubarak. He's moving up. Kerrigan moving up. And that's going to leave us with Tychus and a ETC, who shouldn't... I don't think we're going to see a kill this lane. I mean... We're going to be able to poke out a little bit there with the Tychus. He's going to be able to bully out the ETC a little, but it's not going to be like huge mind-boggling amounts. Level 1 talents, Rolling Like a Stone, Reverberation, Composite Arrows, Conjurer's Pursuit, and With the Wind. Nothing really unexpected. Of course, we got some beetles here for a new Barak. Jordo is going to jump, perhaps? Nope. Cinder already doing the jukesies. We do got the armor-piercing rounds, sweeping grasp, winter's reach, and healing totem. So again, nothing really out of the ordinary there. Nothing has happened with this roam. Nothing at all. So yeah, all right. Not exactly the best of early, but a nice bush gank setup, and that is going to be it for Cinder. She's just not going to get out of that one. Not with 3 sets of stuns ready to go because of the grenade there from Faux Rest as well. So that was actually a very nice bush gank. I'll give them that. So now all of a sudden they got that kill, but they weren't in lane for a little bit there. So they could be farther ahead than they are, but at the same time, bottom lane has been doing work. You see Derek and you see Malagor just trying to get down as many seeds as they can with these easies. Here comes Jordo and Collusion though, but Malagor's not interested in it, and the double tanks will retreat. Collusion, Jordo, Derek. So a little bit of a seed advantage because 3 of the 4 small seed camps went the way of Wild Growth. This will actually put them in a very good spot if they can grab a full big guy. That'll be 105 seeds, and that will be a terror. So you can see Cinder and Risako already starting to try to work on them, but unfortunately at level 4, they just don't really have huge amounts of deeps, and anything that they were really hoping to deny is going to get counter-denied, I guess is the best way to put it. Either way, this, with a whole team collapsing on top of the big terror, it's just absolutely going to melt, and there's the terror already. 19 seeds to 1. I have no idea why they're flashing. That's kind of funny. But we still got a big guy down here. Malagor and Kabink using their hit points, juggling it back and forth. Their self-heals as well. They're starting to get as many seeds as they can there. But Wild Growth not interested. They're just going to start getting as many Merc camps as they can, because the Merc camps are about to disappear as soon as they take this. So if they can solidify Merc camps and push with a big plant tear, they're going to be putting up a heck of a lot of pressure. And they're okay with giving out the seeds into the bottom. So there they all go. 78 to 2 is going to be the remainder. So an early plant tear is not the end of the world. It's likely to only get a few towers at best. The next plant tear is going to be much stronger, and we're in a good position here for Team Luxury to actually pick that up very quickly, because they got 78 seeds. 2 small camps, and they're going to be on their way. It's going to be a lot more of a fight next round for Wild Growth. So what is FourCourtJester going to do with it? Well, he's probably just going to play hit-and-run tactics. It's not the healthiest. You can see that the hit points and the damage attacks really not the end-all to it. So you don't want to burn down your terror early. You do want to try to make sure that you keep it as healthy as you can, so you can keep spamming out flower pots. And that's exactly what FourCourtJester is doing. He just goes back and forth, flower pot, back and forth, flower pot. The rest of his team is pushing and soaking, which is complementing the level lead that is being generated here. So Wild Growth in a really good early game position. They have the only kill in the game. They're level 7 over their opponents, which makes it very hard for the opponents to kind of fight back. And FourCourtJester is still just working at it. Get that 1 gate. We got the 2 gates. That's almost level 8 now. Still to not even 7 from Luxury. But it's not game over. It's just a nice setup here for a snowball. We'll have to see if Wild Growth can actually snowball it. So level 7 hype has now been attained. Malagor just still holding the fort down here. And you can see once more. Oops, that's not the button. You can see once more another flower pot just caught at the edge of the map there. So as many flower pots as he could get. It was a really good way to do it. So good job to FourCourtJester and crew. They got themselves a full level lead between the teams. And Cinder holding down the fort top. We've had Derek down into the bottom this whole time as well. Massive experience gains. And yeah, it's going to be some mercs now. Just got to do this very quickly. Luxury. There we go. All right, cool. So there goes the Merc camps for the Giants. That's going to be some good pressure into this bottom lane. We already took the Bruisers and the Merc camps up here as well. Again, that just complemented the plant push quite a bit. We should have a Night Seed phase coming up in the next 60 seconds or so. And FourCourtJester, very thankful that there's a full gate between him and Kabink. But now comes the turnaround. Wow, very close for Mr. X. Not quite going to be the kill. Will be Kabink, however, as Jaina and Kerrigan is a fearsome roaming comp, as they did some good work into that counter. 2 kills, 0, and level 10 now accomplished. Level 8 for their opponents. Not the best of spots for Team Luxury. Collusion still kind of thinking about what he wants to do. We throw out the far sight. We saw that nobody's there, so let's go for the gank on Uther. Doesn't walk away from that one, as the might of the 4-man does fall down on top of him. This will also probably be the steal. Yep. Don't need a bribe for it. You just need map positioning. Kabink might see it, but there's nothing he can do. Not 4-on-1, especially without ultimates. And speaking of, we do got the Web Blast, the Odin, the Maelstrom, the Water Elemental, and the Ancestral Healing. So the Odin as a choice, I guess we're going to be seeing Tychus more into the back. I mean, there is double warriors, so I would have expected the laser just to kind of keep one of the warriors at bay. But hey, if you got the range and you got the positioning like he does right here with this Odin, some big auto attacks are going to happen, and there goes the Uther all of a sudden. Bottom lane push is devastating with the Stolen Giants, with the Stolen Bruisers. The Stolen Giants are actually mid. These are just regular Giants. That fort just held no chances, and we didn't even have those ults yet. We didn't have those ults, so... we do have now level 10 for Luxury to almost the 12 here of Wild Growth. They need to get as many seeds as they can up top, and they do actually pick up both seed camps here, so they will have themselves that easy terror. 33 to the count here of Wild Growth, sorry. So this is not going to be a plant terror. They need to contest the top one if they want to go terror on terror. Yeah, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. 92. They need a few more. If we can finish up this will be the end of the night, and we should have a little bit of breathing room here for luxury. But they got to finish it out. Toot sweet. Kabink does have the mosh pit, and they do pick up all the seeds, and it doesn't even look like they're going to give up anyone for it. Nope. Rasako. Slick Rasako does not get hit by that, but here comes the rest of the stuns. Cinder going to be looking for that run there as well. Divine Shield is going to be enough, and Uther will walk away out of that one. Faux Rest just recovering the retreat with the overkill. But as I said, a little bit of breathing room. We have some offensive power now here. Malagor should be able to start putting some pressure wherever he basically desires. And the rest of the team should be able to just kind of split out, do some soaking, try to get as much damage across the board as they can. They don't want to group up because this death ball from Wild Growth is pretty real. But Wild Growth is also actually not doing anything about the plant tear yet. Here they come. Now they're finally rotating, and Malagor should know this. There should be a call from his team saying, hey, they're coming for you. So they're going to go top, which is the correct move. They don't want to come down here to defend the Terror, although the Terror with a 5-man collapse on him, he's probably done at this point. Malagor is Mirrodin, I want to say. Yeah, he's Mirrodin. Mirrodin in a plant, I mean, he's going to have to try to get himself to a position where he can jump over a wall. Otherwise, he's probably going to drop. Can he get off the flower pot? He can't. And now there's no wall here. So it's going to be the collapse. That's going to be it for the dwarf. He throws out the avatar. It doesn't matter. He is done. The 5-man collapse was good from Wild Growth. They stopped out the plant, but they lost top for it. So again, I will give... not Wild Growth. I'll give Luxury the points for the strategy because the space was created and they did take as much infrastructure damage as they can. Now, will they get out of this unscathed? The Reign of Vengeance, I think, will say yes, but Kerrigan is trying to say no. Good cleanse from Masako into the back, but again, they don't have Mirrodin, so they have to retreat. They're also down level a little bit. Look at that level lead. It's no longer nearly as scary as it once was, but because it's 13 to 12, we are down those talent tiers. And look at that. Lead Rain, Spell Shield, Double Sprint, and Feral Lunge. Those are things you don't want to go into when you're down an entire tier. So we defend out. Somehow this fort will live to see another day. Check out that hit points. Really fun stuff. And we are going to now just rotate a little bit, try to get some mercs of our own for Team Luxury. But still, the 5-man collapse is really, really good. The Death Ball is very aptly named, I want to say, from Wild Growth, because they have a lot of stuns and then a Jaina and a Tychus in the back line. It really will result in death. And because of the positioning here of their mercs, they are going to get their double mercs very quickly. But this is where Malagor and crew can actually take out the rest of this bottom area because these guys spawn very quickly as well, 15 seconds. And they got 13 now, so they can go head-to-head in a fight if they really want to. Face Melt. Shield, Spell Shield, Frost Shot, Shrink Ray, and Splinter Shot. So Withering here, Withering Fire actually doing a little bit of extra damage in these AoE situations, which is a really good talent, I think, for this, because there's going to be a Kerrigan jumping in your face, Octaric will be in your face, especially with a Feral Lunge, and Collusion will be in your face, especially with Beetles as well. So the Withering Arrows hitting 2 targets at once. Sure, one is less damage than the other, but that's fine. It's still starting to clear away the riffraff so that they can get these kills. Kills that they don't have yet. 0 kills on the board for Luxury. But they are pretty decent up with this experience. It's 5 kills, 0, and with the seeds now popped again, it's going to be a very easy plant terror here for Wild Growth. But can Kabink and crew actually fight here? It looks like they're going to try to keep this bruiser camp. Here goes the mosh, and that is it for Jordo. That is it for Anubarak as well. And they will maintain their mercs. Really good stuff. Cinder tries to jump on top of Zox, gets the invulnerability shield, but Forest is actually there to cut him off. Cinder is surviving a heck of a long time. It looks like he will even live to see another day as well. 2 for 2 as the trade. And the big thing there is that the Bruisers maintained for Luxury. So they're playing from behind, but they traded evenly, and they still got that pressure now pushing down bottom. Forest, unfortunately, won't let it go any farther. But there's good signs of life here. It's not an overgame by any means. With 77 seeds, though, we have to kind of get moving. There's a top tier, there's a bottom tier, and we need to get a tier to counter out Jordo, who's just picked up the Wild Growth one. We got the 5-man collapse top, 90 seeds. You just need 10. Just get 10 and go defend. That's all you got to do. But Collusion and crew, they might not let it happen that easily. They are posturing. They are going to actually bring Jordo up into the fight as well. It will be a full 5-man denial on these seeds. This is where Luxury needs to go into the bottom area and pick up 8 more seeds if they can. They need to get as many seeds as they can. They need those 8. Especially if Jordo's not going to be pushing. He's coming very late to this push game, but that is very likely a dead fort. Is this a dead fort? Yes. Just barely, but it is. And that is all the forts now for Luxury. And because you have no fort to fall back to, Uther, whoa, that Divine. And the heals and the shields, but it's not going to be enough. Or is it? He gets into the back right behind Malagor. Jordo can't chase him. He doesn't have that sprint. Web Wrap will go down. Who's actually in that? I'm not entirely too sure. It's Kabink. But finally, Uther is going to drop. He still has 7 seconds to heal out. And Jordo, with those auto attacks, is just starting to really chunk down the ETC. The Odin into the back, lots of damage there. Level 16 as well. Wild Growth fighting with, again, a talent tiered to their advantage. They will only take 1 kill for it and the fort and gate. But there's a big potential right here for another terror. If they get the back-to-back terror dream, this could be a very bad position for Luxury. They're not 16. They want to fight, and well, they're gonna. They don't really have much of a choice. What a mosh! 4-man mosh that will keep Collusion and crew into the back. Jordo with the Maelstrom now, but already the Tychus is out. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's too much more of a team collapse after that. The mosh was perfect, but the rest of Luxury is melting. The Uther wasn't there. He's alive. He's the only one because he wasn't part of the fight. I will give a wow for that mosh pit, but that is unfortunately about as far as that will go, and we still didn't get the seeds. 92 will be the haunting number here for Team Luxury, as we have again another terror ready to go for Wild Growth. Fantastic stuff, but it's just not enough. What did we get at 16s? Let's take a look. Blood for Blood on the Vala. Stone Form for our Mirrodin, Imposing Presence for the ETC, Benediction, and Cold Embrace. So we're looking for the vulnerability on Sylvanas. On the flip side, Imposing Presence for the Anubarak this time. He is actually a defensive Anubarak. Spell Shield and Imposing Presence. Usually you see Burning Rage and the Blood for Blood for more offense, but he's opting to try to stick around closer in these fights. Stone Skin for the Tychus, expected. Blood for Blood for the Kerrigan. No Blood for Blood for the Rhaegar. Will be the Earthbind Totem. And the Earthbind's actually really good. I mean, the ETC... Can the ETC power slide out of it? Yeah, I think he actually can. But the Uther, it really has nothing for it. So a really nice Earthgrass could lead just enough of the movement restriction for like the Kerrigan to jump in, for Collusion to jump in, for Zox to get off a Blizzard. Really fun stuff. So... level 16 from both sides, but it's 18 here for Wild Growth, and they have their second plant terror. They've been pushing down and counter-pushing the top mercs. They're now looking for the keep and this gate. There's no answer so far, because they're all in this bush. Is Collusion going to... Is he going to find him? Is he going to throw out a stun, look for the bush? There's nobody on the map. They got to be wondering, where is the team? And they're going to find Collusion. Stun and stun, but I don't think it's enough. It's not. The Rhaegar heal is enough to keep him up. Silence is now coming out. Jordo in that plant. Auto attacks the Uther down. Another big chunk right there on top of the plant, which is ETC. No Mosh Pit. No Divine Shield. And this is going to be likely 2 keeps. With 30 seconds left on that terror, I don't think there's going to be a defense here from Luxury. There goes the 1. Could they go for core? I think it would be safer to go for this keep. They're already pushing it down. The ammo is going down very quickly. And we still have the 5-man push here. There's the flower pot. There's the second keep. And level 20 as well. Wild Growth is just on fire this match at level 16. Or sorry, at 16 minutes in. They got level 20. Really impressive experience gain. There's a lone stone bro in the middle, but it's not going to get anything done. Hardened Shield. Big red button. When was the last time I saw a big red button? Bolt of the Storm, and Storm Shield. So, yeah, really fun stuff from Wild Growth. They have put the irons to those keeps, and they got themselves a 2-keep lead. 48 seeds to their name. Now, the plant just blew up. We should have about 2 minutes until the next night phase. I'm not entirely too sure the game will last that long, especially with a party brush right here of Collusion and Jordo. They're looking to see if they can catch anyone, but unfortunately, they're just too far back in order to catch anyone at this point. But level 17 to 20 is a really powerful deficit. And I got to say, I mean, Wild Growth, they're pretty much on par for winning game number 1 here in a very handy kind of fashion. We got the party. Well, that's not even a bush. We got the party here from the team of Luxury in this small little area, which may or may not be the best of things. They could come in, swoop from behind, and see if they can actually pick off Jordan, see if they can pick off FourRest, but they're going to get caught out by the creeps. Oh no, that's a great way to defeat your ambush. And now Collusion, he's going in. Here goes Malagor and the stuns. Good mosh pit. Takes out the Kerrigan, takes down the Rhaegar as well. All of a sudden, Collusion is out on front with no heals whatsoever. Vala is going to drop though. She just could not be kept alive at all. The Odin is far off to the right. Zox is far off to the left. And I totally mixed those up, but it doesn't matter. It's 3 kills for 1, and now the 4th. Oh, Cinder! He has to get out of the nuke. Oh, it's so close, but he does it. A phenomenal ambush given the circumstances. They got caught out, but the mosh was on point. Kabink doing work. He got really good mosh right there. And now all of a sudden, with these seeds up, we have a terror. We have our plant terror ready to go in 7 seconds and 4 members dead of Team Wild Growth. We could possibly look for double plant terrors and level 20. Do we got Blink? Blink, blink, blink. He doesn't know. All right. It's probably not going to be a kill on top of Zox because they're just not going to chase it. Will this be the tour bus? Will this be the Blink? Will this be death metal? That's not right. Death metal. Whatever the death one is. Not entirely sure what the name is. But I gotta say, 3 levels down, and they come back for that kill? Team Luxury, what gods. That was just so good for them. So they're up 20 now. They're on even talent tiers. Unfortunately, Cinder's really low on the hit points. Gets a heal, throws out the Banshees, but could this be a case of overextension? Kabink is not going to drop, at least not yet. That's a really good plant save right there from Malagor. Rasako does have redemption. He can come back into this one, but he's going to have to hoof it for now. Malagor with the auto attacks on top of Jordo, looking for that kill. Here goes the Ancestral. We're now ready to re-engage. This terror is going to get wasted from Malagor. No siege damage whatsoever is going to come out of this plant. Would it have been better to look for the double plant back-to-back from the crew on Luxury rather than go for that risky play on the Giants? Perhaps. But the Giant play forced out the redemption, so that's on cooldown. They got almost nothing from this Malagor plant, and now it just feels like they took their momentum and threw it away. That's what it feels like. And that's a terrible feeling. That is a terrible feeling. There goes the grenade. Out comes the dwarf. We still have team fight potential here. We got the web wrap ready to go. We got the Odin, the Maelstrom. They might be waiting for the Elemental to engage here from Wild Growth. What do we have on the flip side? Everything. We got the Divine Shield ready to go. Mr. X finds Jordo, is going to even vault for it. The Maelstrom comes out. Rasako can't stun it. The stuns instead is going to be on the Vala, and there goes the shield. The Ancestral is not good. We did web wrap the Uther, though. Mr. X is going to drop to Collusion, who's going to get stunned, but ETC off to the side is also going to drop. Collusion is still doing things into the back line here. Rasako heals himself. Derek will keep up Collusion, and with that Ancestral, and now with those nukes, with the attacks of FourRest, the slows coming out from the Jaina as well, Collusion is there to meet the Dwarf, and that is a 4-man wipe for only Kerrigan, possibly even more if they can get this Cinder, but I think this is just a rush for the core and GG. Is there no game sounds? Oh my god. There's no game sounds. Why did nobody tell me this? Either way, that was the full game with no game sounds. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I just realized I didn't unmute it. But game 1 will go to Wild Growth. And I gotta say, Luxury, I really thought that they were coming back into this one. They had a 4-man wipe and the potential for double terrors. But they went for a Giants play. They risked it all and they lost. And that is unfortunate. So game 1, Wild Growth. Congratulations to Team Red here for the ESL, I gotta say this right, ESL America's Open League. There we go. All right. I swear game sounds will come into the next one. I do apologize for that one, ladies and gentlemen. But game number 1 now in the bag. Luxury Gaming is going to drop the first game of their series against Wild Growth. And I think we have enough time to actually load up the next replays. So game number 2 going to be coming your way. Wild Growth up 1-0. And we're going to go to the next map. I'm going to load draft and replay, and we're going to go right to it. So a quick break while I do it. Feel free to hit the buttons and tell me what an idiot I am for no game sounds. I do apologize. It was not the intention. But if you will forgive me, hit the buttons because I love you. Yeah! All right, see you in a few.